You're listening to the Hustle Indy Show, where we seek out some of Indy's most hustling people and places to learn about what they do, how they got started, and where they're going. Sit back and enjoy the show.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Hustle Indy Show. I'm your host, Brendan, joined as always by the wonderful Ian DeFelice. And this is the first one we've done on Zoom. So, Ian, how are you doing so far?
This is a little bit odd. I'm not quite used to it yet. I'm not going to lie, but you look great from the distance, man.
Hey, it takes one to know one. Yeah. All right. So, well, we've got this show rocking and rolling on Zoom. I'm here in sunny California. I've been getting stuff rolling, been extremely busy, setting up this office, putting bookshelves together, also getting ready for school, which starts here very soon.
That sounds like a blast, man.
But how's Indy been since I left?
Indy's great.
Indy's great.
Same old. We keep on grinding. We keep on working here. We keep on hustling. We got some great guests coming up. We have a great guest today. I'm just excited to be here, man. I really am.
Super excited to be here too. Speaking of our guest today, we're just going to get right into it. So we've got Dario Lee with us from Indianapolis. He's got an amazing story. We're going to hear all about that, hear how he came from where he is, how he got to where he's at today. So I would like to welcome Dario Lee to the Hustle Indy Show. Dario, welcome.
Hey, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Oh, no, it's our pleasure. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing today and what keeps you busy on your day-to-day.
Well, what keeps me busy currently, what I'm doing now is during quarantine, I left Los Angeles. I was an actor, actually. I'm still an actor. I left Los Angeles, came back to my hometown, Indianapolis, Indiana, and I help out a lot of actors from my hometown to just pretty much help them get started in the business, kind of like a general brief startup of what the entertainment industry is like, how to get their headshots together, getting their reels developed. So I started my own business, TIG, and it's just developing actors for the first time. A lot of them, most of the times I'm staying caught up with the actors, getting them headshots, getting them reels done. I also do their reels too. So getting different scenes. Yeah. And so they can build their resume and get them prepared for, what the entertainment industry actually breeds and just get them started, just trying to give it back to my hometown. Yeah.
Right. What does TIG stand for?
Time is God. Time is God. Everything happens in God's time. So my grandfather on his deathbed, I know it sounds like an epic movie story, but it really happened that way. It's like I was in Akron, Ohio, when he was on this deathbed, and I was sitting next to his deathbed just like that. And
wow.
He had a clock and he had a cross, and he would rub those two together, and he would tell me that those two go together. They're the same. So, like my Mr. Miyagi story, but
yeah. So how did you get to where you're at today? So we've heard all about what you're doing now. What keeps you busy? How did you get here? What led up to this point?
Well, initially I got charged with a crime I didn't commit here in Indianapolis. I lost 5 basketball scholarships and was swept under the rug, kicked to the side. I was not guilty. I had nothing to do with the crime.
Man.
They picked me out of a photo array. Yeah, I was facing 82 years in prison for a crime I had nothing to do with.
Wow.
And for public record, they put that on my criminal history. And when they put that on my criminal history, wherever I would go to find work or look for jobs, just after I was found not guilty for not being there, my boss said I was at work because I was at work. So during that situation, I couldn't find any work. I couldn't find any jobs.
Man.
And so I went on for like probably maybe 10 years, couldn't find work like that. And it was really hard trying to find work. So I ended up just getting a ride share to Los Angeles, California. It was going to be either New York or LA because I kept looking for jobs. And LA became that pick. And once I got to LA, I shot a national commercial, a global commercial for Buick, audition for a
wow.
Buick. Yeah, I got to work with the NBA, and then I ended up, I had $5 in my pocket. I shot a global commercial for Buick. And I found out what residuals meant, getting them residuals and checks in the mail and stuff. And once I got that check, and I started just building from there. And from there, I got SAG eligible, Screen Actors Guild eligible, and I used it as more of a like a college degree, more or less. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I just, yeah, I used that, and I just kept pumping that and pumping and pushing and shooting film after film. And yeah, just learning, never thinking that I'll be doing film and television at all.
Mm.
I thought I'd be playing basketball in the NBA or something. You know, my NBA friends look
Right.
at me like, "What are you doing, man?"
So before we get into too much of what you did in the filmmaking itself, I kind of want to go back a little bit. So even though you were found not guilty, so it was still on your record. So to kind of explain what that process was, because for people that maybe don't quite understand how that works, like how was that still impacting you?
Yeah, like so it was impacting me for like so if I tried to search for, let's just say for instance, if I fill out an application, um if you know, a lot of people would tell me to lie on the application, people would tell me do tons of things, and it was like if I lie, they're gonna find out anyway. And I just didn't want to lie about it, first of all. So I just yeah, I just tell the truth. Hey, I had this going on, I had that going on, and I let them know. And in the midst of that, I would get somebody from HR or somebody from in the office will walk up to me and tell me, hey, until you get this situation taken care of, we can't hire you. So I will go back and go down to the city county building in Indianapolis, here in Indianapolis, and I will keep going back and forth, back and forth to the city county building and getting no avail. Nothing would happen. Nobody would help me. I called lawyers. I went through the most. I called my lawyer. She wouldn't help me. It was like I was pushed I was kicked aside. When I mean the loneliest thing that you could ever go through, and to be the most, like, me, anybody knows me, man. I grew up only child. I grew up with me and my mother. Um, I'm a go-getter. It was like I was the father of the house, but me and my mother was like brother and sister. You know, a lot of people laugh at no father in the home, but I was like, truthfully, um, I didn't even think about it. I didn't really think about that. I didn't even know I was getting laughed at. I would really just push, try to stay positive. Growing up from where I grew up at, my cousins and family were drug dealers. So
Wow.
I didn't want to. Most of them would tell me to play ball. So I would push towards that. I would push towards everything as hard as I could, but as hard as I would work to do that, um, there was no avail, man. It was
Mm.
just the fact that I was a number, and I was a piece, I was a sheet I was a number, and I was pretty
Yeah.
much how paperwork goes. And yeah, I couldn't get no jobs, man. I couldn't do nothing. So um, yeah, nothing was going to avail. I talked to city county members, what do they call it? The district, the individuals of your district.
Yeah.
I went through everything I can do to let them know, like, man, I'm pushing for a job, man. Like, all I want to do is work a job, man, and stay
Yeah.
home. I didn't even want to
Yeah.
leave Indianapolis. So,
How
but
did you get through that, like, that mentally, almost, like, how did you find the willpower to keep going when you knew that you're innocent and everyone is still just blaming you and looks at you as like, how do you deal with that, not just like day to day, but just like mentally getting
Yeah.
through that?
right, yeah, nah, I honestly, God, if it ain't for God, I kid you not. In all honesty, if it was for God keeping me, man, I literally, man, yes, I
Yeah.
lost it, man. I would definitely lose it. I
Yeah.
definitely would not be in the right zone mentally, possibly, but I can't really say. I know I had a lot of mentors that were around me at the time that were pretty much positive in some sort of way. And even my cousin, who was a drug dealer, at that time, my cousin, who was a drug lord, actually, it's a long story about him, a history of Indianapolis here. He was like a drug lord. He really was. He would even tell me, cuz keep playing basketball. If he's telling me the drug dealer, um, obviously I don't think I need to sell drugs. I don't think it's cool.
Mm.
So if
Yeah.
the drug dealer, is telling me this, the drug lord in handcuffs at the federal county building is telling me to, hey, D, keep pushing what you're doing. You know where you come from. You know who you are. You
Mm-hmm.
know, at that point, I had a lot of positive role models. So
Mm.
I just focused on what they were telling me, and I actually listened to them. and tried to keep pushing, tried, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the midst of that, I just that's how I would keep doing that. And that's why I hopefully it would have kept my sanity. But have I been through some rocky time, man? Oh, I'll be a lie
Yeah.
again if I can tell you
Yeah.
I've had breakdowns. I'm not a crier. I don't cry. But yeah, I've cried. I punched walls. I've been
Yeah.
upset. You
Hmm.
know, I've been through
Yeah.
all of that. Yeah, I've been through all of that. But in the midst of that, yeah, blow it off and just hey, I'm gonna pick this up. I'm gonna keep pushing and I'm gonna keep on working. I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do. If it's McDonald's, if it's
Yeah.
a Fortune 500 company, I don't
Yeah.
care, man. I'm pushing. I'm going.
Yeah. So prior to kind of that downward fall of events where you were wrongly accused, had you ever thought that in the future you would be pursuing acting, or did you have your eyes fixed on basketball and that's where you were going?
That was where I was going.
Man.
Basketball, all out, man. I mean, when I'm talking about, man, all I did was practice, practice, practice. I'm in the gym, even in LA. Man, even in LA, man, I didn't play ball so much in LA, man. I couldn't stop playing ball, man. I mean, basketball kind of got me to me even get my SAG card. My very first commercial that I shot was I was a basketball dunker.
No way. So
Yeah, for
that
the
answers my question, then how you went from focused on basketball to even like considering acting.
right. Basketball got me
Wow.
into it. Yeah, I was a basketball dunker
Wow.
for a Buick NCAA commercial, and
That's awesome.
yeah, and then it just from I know, right? Like it just I'm shocked just as well as you all too. Like I for myself, like wow, me right here, like it's pretty cool because it's taking me on a ride. It took me somewhere, and that positive. It was like all the things that I really worked hard for. It felt like
Hmm.
that it was like, well, God was like, no, I'm not gonna let that, you know, like diminish. Even though you didn't get to play in the NBA,
Mm-hmm.
you you at least I'm at least use this as a tool to start you a new thing.
Right.
And,
Like using it as a door into the next area of your life. Yeah.
exactly, yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, that's it.
So are you
That's exactly
still active playing some hoops, or you kind of hang that up already?
You know what? I today I was every morning I wake up and I do push-ups and I do my you know, just a little workout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today I was just like, man, you know what? I just gave up playing on this league, but I said, man, you know, I'm gonna play ball again. Just before I got on with you guys, I was
Yeah.
like, man,
That's
I'm
awesome.
gonna go play ball again, man. That's how I was thinking. I'm like, I'm gonna go pick up the basketball and just, you know, just keep on going because I need to stay active like that. And even though I don't like how some of the basketball players play today, and it's just the way basketball is going, I like
Yeah.
it's a few in there that's still keeping basketball alive, the fun
Mm-hmm.
of basketball alive. And then there's some who's just taking it to the extreme.
Yeah.
And yeah, so a part of me is like I still want to play. I still want to be out there getting that exercise, still run up
Yeah.
there having fun, passing the ball,
Mm-hmm.
and doing my thing, man.
That's
Just
awesome. That's awesome. So take us to now LA. So we're at the point of your life where you've left. You're there now. You got this commercial. So tell us about how do you grow this business? How does it even get started?
Okay, so when you get started far as like film and television,
Yeah.
a lot of individuals will tell you, you know, get your headshots ready. And yes, get your headshots, have a resume ready. Or I apologize, you're starting a career. So you might want to do background, right? You might want to start a background. People tell you that a lot of casting directors, a lot of individuals in the streets of the entertainment industry will tell you not to do background and things like that. But that's a lie. That's a lie. Do background. Get started. You never know who you might meet on set. Yes, you don't have to place it on your resume, but you need to be on set. You need to be on behind camera. You need to get involved with individuals there who can help you, and you can see how the process works. Instead of just jumping in and then either hating it later on, because I got friends who are celebrities who just do not want to do it anymore, but their team is pushing them forward.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's to the point where it's something that you really got to find a love for and a passion and want to be able to really do. Like another friend of mine told me that, which I didn't really see why he was taking it like that. But yeah, it's something that you really gotta you know, just kind of jump in. But yeah, you get your headshots. um, the theatrical or commercial headshot so that a agency could be able to choose you. And the differences between that is, theatricals for film and television and commercials for promoting an ad. Promoting a product. So you wanna be able to just fit the bill and then practice acting, learn, take some studying, um, just get involved, just do as much as you can. Just get involved. I mean, that's what I would say. Do plays if you have to. Just get involved.
Yeah.
Just jump out there. Yeah, you
So
never
you said
know.
you mentioned the passion. How long did it take for your passion for basketball to turn into your passion for acting? So did you jump right into it full heart, like you were all in, or did it take some
No.
time?
Yeah, it took some time. It actually took some time because actually it didn't take too much time because once I shot that commercial and I got on set and being on set working with directors, like I worked with Chris Sargent on the Buick commercial, and then from working with Chris Sargent on the Buick commercial and seeing all these lights and cameras and all this, and then also getting the pep talk by some of the individuals on set, it took me really, and then them checks, once you get them checks too, that's not
Yeah,
a
that
bad
probably
thing
helps.
also,
Yeah.
right? That's not a bad thing also. But I honestly, once it's funny you asked that question because honestly, after I got off set truly, and I got home and I got the check came in the mail and everything, I kid you not, I sat there and I said, man, this is exactly what I want to do. So I started doing
Man.
background. Yeah. I started doing background work. I started doing background. Why? Because I wanted to learn. I didn't want to just hop on and think I
Yeah.
know it. And it was a lot of celebrity people that I know that were trying to put me into those groups that's in Hollywood, those groups.
Yeah.
And in the midst, I wanted to take my time and learn. I didn't want to be this guy that
Yeah.
just blow up overnight and then later on just
Right.
don't have any skill or don't know anything. It is, and God would have worked it out, I believe. But in the same time, I like the way that I was able to work with John Singleton before he passed.
Wow.
On Snowfall, I was able to work with Ava DuVernay on set.
Wow.
I was able to do a lot of work and learn a lot of things from, talking to a lot of production men, production women
Yeah.
and men that were, from sound to lighting to gaffers to DPs. I mean, just learning everything that I need to learn
Yeah.
in order to be an actor,
Mm.
first off. And I would just sit on set, learn and study, man. Like it was like
Yes.
film
That's
school.
so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you transfer then? So you're in LA, you're doing this acting background work, you're starting to kind of build your own brand in a sense, it sounds like. What made you decide to transfer like back here? What made you what was that decision like?
Honestly, it's always a woman that can bring you back somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how that kind of happened in a
Gotcha.
way.
Okay.
And then but honestly, truthfully, I was making some decisions between, and COVID actually was a part of it. So it was like pretty
Oh.
much COVID. Yeah, it was pretty much COVID. My now wife,
Congratulations.
Yeah.
thank
Yeah.
you,
Congrats.
thank you. And then it was also um, a, a, a decision that I was breaking it down to from my situation in LA. So I was compiling
Gotcha.
those three decision making situations, and I said, well, since this COVID is going on, I talked to a lot of advisors in LA that are friends. They were like, hey, if you can get out of LA, get out. Like everybody's leaving right now, due to COVID at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just like, okay, cool. I didn't want to leave. Anybody know me? I'm locked to LA. I love LA. I'm coming back to LA. I don't care what goes down, what happens. But yeah, I had to kind of like say, all right, yo, I got to make some decisions, some sound decisions to get some things together where my life could gel. So check this out. I came back and I got my record expunged.
No way.
Wow.
Wow. So how recent was
Finally.
that? How recent did you get back and start working on that?
As soon as I came back.
Man.
And I just got my record expunged probably a month ago now.
Wow.
Wow.
Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
that the entire process to get that completely expunged took how long?
21 years.
Holy moly!
Yeah,
Wow.
21
Wow.
years. Yeah.
When
21 years.
that finally hit, and you're like, did you just feel like free? Did that just feel like a burden lifted off your shoulders?
I felt like how everybody else that was telling me my situation has not been that hard. I felt like the privilege that they had, it was coming into me now. It was like man, I'm finally back when I was 18 years old and I was able to go look for a job again, and just without no problems, with nobody saying anything or having it felt like that. And I felt like just a brush. It felt real good. I can't tell you, it was the best day ever, man. I just started thanking everybody that's been around me, everybody that's been helping me through that situation. Because I mean, yes, I had to stay with individuals, individuals who know they used to fight me. I had been homeless. I've been homeless, due to the fact, of that situation, of situations, and just, man, I mean, hey, just trying to get back on track of what I know, just the hard worker that I am, to be really shown and not gaslighted. You know what I mean? So it don't have to be gaslighted. Yeah. So it felt good. To answer the
Awesome.
question, it's a feeling
Yeah.
it's a feeling like no other.
Yeah. What have been some of the hardest times, biggest challenge, and biggest lessons you've learned through all of this?
Oh my God. I learned man, that question,
I know
Brandon, oh my
it's
God,
it's
man,
a loaded question, man. But I imagine you from anyone will be able to share some awesome pieces of wisdom with us.
I can tell you right now, I learned a lot. Wow, it's lost for words. That's all I can tell you. Truly, it's a loss for words. Cause I will say that when it comes to family members that you thought, you learn about a lot about family. You still love them, but you learn about your family that you just friends, family. You start seeing things that, especially when you're you're a friend, like a dear friend, that cool friend that would do anything. Like if I would have made it to the NBA at that time, I would have paid for all those ones that I thought, that all the ones I thought, I would have been blindly giving them money and blindly doing things that I would have regretted, that possibly I regret, I don't know. But I would have been very, very I learned a lot about family and friends through this situation. I really have. Not being bitter about it. I'm not gonna be bitter. I did learn a lot about them. And then I also learned about, obviously, the system, how the system has failed me. I was never the type, like, police pull me over, I'm going to do what they tell me to do. I'm not going to argue with anybody. For me, that's just the type of guy I was. I'm not going to argue. I'm just like, all right, cool. And I lost a lot of faith in the system for what they've done to me. But I understand that it's a purpose for everything, and hopefully, I pray for those individuals and just everybody, man. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot, so much. It's just too much. Too much.
Yeah.
It's just something. Like I said, like the question he asked earlier is pretty much, how would you react? How would you mentally? So some of that I kind of push away in a way, but it's to their avail. It's to their avail to just pretty much bottle it up and not bottle it, but store it away and not even talk about it. It's a sad thing, man. When you really, it's a sad thing. Just put it.
So then moving forward, then so now that you're back here, you said eventually you want to end up back in LA, but now that you're back in Indy, with work, with life, with kind of everything and where you're at now, a month ago, just basically set free in a sense.
Right.
How do you where are you going from here? What's kind of your next steps? Do you plan on, growing your own business? Do you plan on joining someone else, or kind of what's in store for you?
Currently I've been doing TIG now, for starting that business and things. And running your own business is not no fantasy at all. It's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
it's not for the faint of heart too. Like, man, this is,
Yeah.
you got to be up on it. You got to be doing it every day, every second of the day. It's work. A lot of people think you laying on the beach all day, but yeah, nah, man, this takes this is some work, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Golly. But I think my plans right now currently, after talking with a few advisors and things, that individuals who have been there with me, um, and rest in peace to the ones who have been with me and passed away.
Hmm.
I had to really buckle down and just decide that I'm gonna end up, I had to decipher between LA and Atlanta right now, because I do have to go back to work, in
Mm.
film and television. And I really been thinking about Atlanta a lot. In one aspect, I don't want to go to Atlanta. I would rather go to LA,
Mm.
and stay in LA. I know, like me being newly married and getting a family together, I really would want to raise a family in LA, due to the, some of the gang activities, some of the pressure, some of the things that individuals will do. So one part of me is like that. So I don't know, man. I'm just trying to really decipher whether I'm gonna end up starting my business or moving it to I'm sorry, moving TIG to Atlanta, or either which I don't want to do that. I'd rather do TIG in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to I'm really deciphering that right now. I'm in the process of that right now, what I'm actually going to end up doing.
Yeah.
But I am going to, I'm not ashamed of working with somebody, working for somebody at one point like that, because I work unto God anyway. So at the end of the day, you don't want to do a disservice to God. So I do a good job, and then if I have to work a job, thankful to God, my thing was removed.
Hmm.
I will do that in order to get me started back into acting, and to get me kicked back off into acting, which it looks like it might be Atlanta. It might be Atlanta. I just
Yeah.
got booked for Black Panther, the film Black Panther.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, Wakanda too. But I'm not going to I'm not going to be able to do it due to the fact that right now I'm in Indianapolis, and I
Yeah.
just get some things together, like getting married, getting your business
Yeah.
started,
Yeah.
getting that rolling, getting
Sure.
getting your record getting expunged, just kind of like a Capella, focusing on what's important, because
Mm-hmm.
Right.
most of these individuals that I submit to on a daily basis, those individuals have lives, and they got married and they're doing their thing too. So
Yeah.
it's like, hey, I need to put them off for a minute, from their daily lives, and helping them keep moving on, and work on my structure here. So that's what
Yeah.
I'm really.
That's awesome. So TIG, real quick, what have been some of the lessons that you've learned from TIG? Have there been any like impactful stories or people that you've been able to help that have really stood out more than others? So tell us a little bit about your experience with TIG and how that's been going.
Thank you for asking that too. Yes, all of every last one of the actors that work in TIG, I don't want to say my actors, but
Mm-hmm.
I have probably 18 actors that come on a regular basis. They do hour sessions, or some of them do 2-hour sessions. And in the midst of that, every last one of them are growing. When I mean growing, they are growing. I got one actress, she is on she got booked on a Leonardo DiCaprio that I helped her get through with Leonardo
Wow.
DiCaprio
Wow.
executive produced show called God, it's with Kate Hudson, I want to say.
Okay.
I can't think of the name of the show right now,
Yeah.
but it's supposed to be broadcasting on Apple TV, so I can't think of it. But it's
Huh.
executive produced by Leonardo DiCaprio, so she just got booked on that. I have
Wow.
another actress
huge.
that works on 61st Street in Chicago. I just got booked with that. She is she I showed her the tools on where she needs to go
Mm-hmm.
to get that started. She puts in work all the time. She hears so many no's and she got some yeses, and she's been on 61st Street. Actually, her name is Ayani Turner. The other one is Bridget Beasley.
Hmm.
Okay.
And a lot of these actors and actors and actresses are getting booked. Another one by the name of Catherine Brumback. She was on 61st Street. And a lot of them just getting booked. They're having success stories or
That's awesome.
acting stories. I don't like success, but they're just getting booked, man. They're all getting booked. Like all of them. A lot of them are putting them off to start getting their agents and their managers. So that's what I'm working on right now with, is getting them agents and how to get a manager. Developing they're non-union actors, so it's gonna be kind of difficult.
Yeah.
But at least we're building them reels and we're building them headshots and getting them just started so that they can at least have something to show an agent or manager.
Just at least, if nothing else, just a basic understanding of what they're getting into, kind of just
that part.
Getting their toes wet before they plunge all the way in. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
So go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's on you. I apologize. Yeah, it's happened. I was just saying it's happened.
Yeah. So Indianapolis specifically, what role has Indianapolis played in your story and what you're doing and how you are who you are?
I mean, Indianapolis, honestly, I can say it's been great. As much as I want to say Indianapolis has been the worst situation I've ever been through in my life. Thank God for Indianapolis in one aspect too, because if I didn't go through the things that I've been through, I would not have been on the path to see and learn the things I've learned and grown. At first, I was going to do a film about my life. I know some of my advisors would say do it. I have wrote the script. I did write the script. The script is, I wrote a whole script, man. I never wrote a script in my life. I had so many people teaching me how to write a script.
How long did that take?
7 years. It took 7 years.
Man.
Completion. Yes, 7 years. And I had man, you know what? I've been to CAA, right? You know how I got to CAA? You know CAA, right? Creative Artist Agency on Avenue of the Stars. Well, you just moved to LA, huh, Britton?
Yeah, no, I'm not super familiar yet with it, but yeah.
Yeah, so I was at CAA, man, and the reason why I got at CAA is just look them up, man. They probably like the top agency in the world. You know, they represent individuals like Davis, Robert De Niro. They represent a lot of individuals, and it's hard to get in that building, man. Let's just put it that way for an actor. And that's how I got the building, because I was writing my script. Writing my film. You know, and it was like, dang, wow, but I just feel like a part of me, you know, being a real writer in the real writer field is like, a part of me is like, I'm not a real writer. So a part of me is like, I always don't want to step on territory.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like people will give you so much advice, and it's not that they're not, you know, it's not bad advice or anything. It's just, sometimes you get tired of the advice and you want to get to the meal deal. You just want to get to it. So I wrote the script, though. I did write the script. And Indianapolis, if it wasn't for Indianapolis, I wouldn't have wrote that script. And I wouldn't have been in that building. I would have met the individuals I met to make this, you know, to get some of these things happening. But Indianapolis has played a crazy part, man. What I mean, it's like my enemy and my friend at the same time.
Yeah. So for someone that is maybe wanting to get into acting, or maybe even has a similar situation where they've had some kind of shortcoming in their life that has caused them, just added a challenge into their life, what piece of advice would you share with that person that's wanting to get going and keep moving forward?
First off, before anything, I'm going to say, get a relationship with Christ. I know it's like, oh man, you sound like a Mormon or something, but like, or like, you know, you're knocking on the door, you know, like you're a Jehovah's Witness. You know, people talk about people that are Christians or things like that. I'm saying, like, what I'm saying is you're gonna need something, first off, that's a base that you can pray to. I don't care how anybody look at it, that you can have a faith that's gonna hold you and ground you for what you're going to be doing. It's a lot of temptations. It's a lot of individuals trying to put you into things. And in the midst of that, you got to go to God. And what I mean is get a relationship and ask him what will be right for you, what will be correct for you. So you have to base those things. When people say, what would Jesus do? What they mean is, what that means is what type of actions would he take for whatever situation is being presented. So if you want to keep your integrity and become, I would say that first is hold on to your integrity because you're going to be a professional, a real true professional in this world. We need to help the community, and being a person of helping the community starts with you as a person first. So we got too many stuff going on in the world anyway. So we need to take care of ourselves first. And what I mean by that is, keeping our integrity and doing that first. So that's first. That's what I would say first. And then second, everything else, whatever God has for you, it will fall into place. Wherever it goes from there, it will fall into place. If that's something that you would like to do, and if acting is that thing that you would like to do, then pursue it. Listen, take notes of individuals, because you're going to go up, and there's going to be individuals who are going to be saying some bad things about you.
Yeah.
And you're going to be going up. It's not about a pedestal, but you're going to be going a certain way, right? And you're going to be able to be that pioneer amongst the individuals that say things about you, and then amongst the individuals who say things good about you. So you're going to be able to help individuals and be in a place, and it's just about each one teach one, be a good person. And I think that's just what's more important than how you do it, I guess, because so because a lot of people got different methods of how they can do it. So I would say jump in and be pure and be good to individuals. And that helps. That helps out more better.
So for someone that wants to learn more about, TIG, wants to see some of the work you've done or learn more about you in general, how can they learn more about you or what you're doing with TIG?
They can go to my IG page. I think that'd be the best thing to do, is go to IG and see the process that everybody been going. It's at tig.media_Indianapolis.
Awesome.
tig.media_Indianapolis. And as far as myself, mine is at Lee Dario. So my last name and my first name. And but as far as TIG is concerned, though, you can see all the actors and all the process that they're doing. I suggest every person who's in film, television, casting directors in the Indianapolis area anyway, to that's in the film and television. Maybe there's directors, individuals who are inspiring directors and inspiring writers and need actors. These actors, they are definitely being trained, and I'm now taking them through review of everything that they've been trained, so that we can make sure that they understand that, hey, I've been talking here and I know everything I've been talking about, so I want to make sure you know what I've been talking about, so we can go to rehash, and then so they can put that to work somewhere. Let's put it that way.
Awesome.
Well, that's awesome. Well, Dario, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you sharing your story and just sharing, with transparency, how God's been at work in your life and how you've gotten to be where you are today, and just your heart moving forward and not getting caught up in the past, man. It has just been a joy and a privilege to be able to speak with you this morning.
Likewise, you guys, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys putting me on the show.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you. Yeah. Hey, if you guys,
great to meet you. It was great to meet both of you too.
Yeah, you too. You too. If anyone listening or watching wants to check him out, be sure to do so. You heard his Instagram, personal Instagram, and TIG. Check him out. We'll link those below in the description and in the show notes. I think that's enough for today.
I think it is too, man.
Awesome. Well,
great episode. Thank you, Dario, for sure.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you all in the next episode of the Hustle Indy Show.